This video is all about what I call the chief priority of a creator. I believe that the clarity of your inner world can help propel you, or it can help hinder you. And what can it propel or hinder? I believe the clarity of your inner world can help propel or hinder your discovery of life and meaning and God and all the things. It can help with your creation and your creativity. Also, the clarity of your inner world can help with your execution on things, right? And your internal clarity can help you shape and bring to life, everything that you have already first seen with the eyes of your imagination. I also believe that everything about your life starts in the place of your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And I think the key here, and maybe write this down, is the secret. The top secret to pulling all this out is simply by making sure that you've actually made room for this to happen. And what I mean by making room for this to happen is the chief priority of a creator, I think, requires for us to not only, again, identify the truth about ourselves as a creative person, as well as someone who has defined goals that we want to achieve, but we all live in the same world together. We know how fast-paced and noisy life can be, and I believe that if you're committed to what you say and what you write down and say that you're committed to, that you need to be intentional to kind of carve out and create the amount of space that you can carve out in your life to be the person that you need to be to achieve your music goals. And so I think the secret is to make sure that you've given yourself the space in the room for all this stuff to happen. And the truth is, again, your inner world, everything as a creative begins there. If you are a good steward of your inner world and you've carved out the amount of space you need in life to be able to actually contemplate, to the health of your heart, your mind, the place of prayer, wonder, and the place of contemplation. The truth is, as a creative person, it cannot afford to be dragged down by lesser, non-meaningful things. I know for me, as a person who's a creative person, I'm also a creative person in business. I've chosen to carve out space in my life so that I can actually not be dragged down by little random things that aren't that meaningful in life, so that I can pursue and be committed to the thing that I consider to be meaningful in life, or the things that I consider to be meaningful in life. So the chief priority of a creator first is your inner world. Are you tracking with me? Secondly is really the idea that, as a creator, our number one top priorities are also that we protect the mental and the heart space of our being. I'm not like a psychiatrist or a therapist or anything, but I'm just very self-aware, and I'm very committed to what is on my life. And I believe because you're here with me and you've taken the time to show up with me, I believe that you are as well. And so, as we protect the mental and the heart space, what we're doing is we're saying, I'm committed to being the person that I need to be to become better at my craft, to achieve all of my smarter goals, right? And to go toward, to move into what I believe God has called me to move into. And by the mental space, if our minds are just chaotic all the time, then we're not going to be able to think very clearly. We're not going to hone in how to tweak those lyrics and make it just land a lot better. If our heart space is not very good and it's just like, just out of whack all the time, our emotions, sure, there's value that we can find in our hard seasons and our hard moments. I have had some very hard seasons of life and very hard moments in life. And in fact, I've written some of the greatest songs that I believe personally that I have written in those very moments. So it's not like we need to be these perfect people who don't have things going on mentally or in our heart, because again, we're human beings. You and I are the same. We're here on the earth in the day and age that we live in. But if we can commit ourselves to protect our mental space so that we can just be strong mentally, and if we can also strengthen that place, but also if we protect our heart space, then it's almost like a garden inside of you Your heart, your inner world is a garden to protect and to water, to nurture, to grow, and to watch life come out of it. And so the chief priority of a creator is also, again, that you protect the mental and the heart space. And the truth is, I believe in the concept of input equals output. Your creative output really, first off, it's going to be dictated by what is inside of you and what you let inside of you. This is not new information to some of you, but I believe it's powerful to come right out of the gate with understanding on this and a reminder of this. And here's the thing, your creative output is only going to be as good as you are. Yes, your craft, your creativity levels, your skill levels. Skill is important. Many of us are excited, but we don't have any skill. So we wonder, why is this not happening? That's exactly why. Your skill is not there. So your creative output is only going to be as good as you are practically, but also personally inside. If you are vibrant in your heart and in your mind, in spite of life circumstances, or maybe your life circumstances in your current season are amazing and your endorphins are always going wild and you're just on point with touched a piano and it sounds like crystals are falling out of heaven or whatever, then sure, in those seasons, your creative output are going to be as good as you are doing as well. And so if we can protect our inner world, we can water that garden, I believe that you will be able to accomplish and achieve what I call the chief priority of a creator, which is you're protecting your inner world ultimately. So let's go ahead and dive into the next. If this video on the music business catches your interest, be sure to like, share, and then subscribe to this channel for more.